here with her singing ass. Let's get to the show.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Q, and today, look at these big ass shrimp. Nice and clean, period. I'm going to utilize these beautiful shrimp in a delicious tteokbokki and spicy seafood noodle dish. You feel me? It's gonna be bomb as hell, so let's get to it. Alright, so we got this beautiful white onion, and I'm going to cut up this entire onion, and with that, I'm gonna cut it into big dices. Yes, and then I'm also gonna cut up these beautiful green onion, scallion when she feeling bougie, and I'm gonna cut those longer. Bomb. Okay, so now we have a screaming hot pan, and y'all listen to the sizzle. Yes, I really love the sound of a good sizzling skillet. I love when, I can hear that, because it just lets me know that the food is going to be bomb and it's on its way, honey. And then as you guys can see, I'm giving this a stir. I threw in some sweet cream, unsalted butter. Very delicious. And we're gonna let that garlic and that onion and that butter come together. And now we're about to add in those big ass shrimp. Go ahead and throw those in. Yes, and these shrimp take quite a bit to cook. They do not cook as fast as smaller shrimp. You know what I'm saying? So these impart a lot of beautiful sweet seafood flavor into the food. And then that's why I also chose to keep the shell on, because that shell, it holds all that beautiful juice and that flavor, and you'll see what I'm talking about later on, y'all. So yes, okay, now we're gonna add in some fresh ground black pepper. And y'all know how I feel about fresh black pepper. It's so delicious. It has such a wonderful fruity kind of spice to it. It's very delicious. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm very, very heavy-handed when it comes to the black pepper. Now we're gonna put in some lime juice, some fresh lime juice. We're gonna squeeze that in there real good. Yes, brightening up that flavor. See, what I'm doing right now, y'all, is we are creating the flavors and the base for this soup. Because what's going to happen is, the base for the sauce, you know what I'm saying, for the tteokbokki and for the noodles and everything like that. So we're imparting as much flavor into this base, into this stock of it, as we can, because we're gonna add in some water and things like that, and then things are gonna really get delicious. We're gonna bust out some gochujang and some other things. So right now we're just gonna allow these shrimp to do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have to, do too much. You know what I'm saying? I like to, keep them moving around a little bit, because you don't want them to just get too done in certain areas. You kind of want them to cook evenly. And then in a little bit, before they cooked completely, actually while they were still quite, kind of raw, I took them out. Okay? I took them out and I allowed them to kind of sit to the side so that they would stop cooking as much. Now we're gonna add in some marsala wine. And the reason why I took them out so that they wouldn't cook as much, because I added them back in at the end, and they were able to cook together with the tteokbokki, with the sauce and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And to kind of let it finish in that way, so that they were not overcooked, but still very juicy, still very delicious, still very perfectly cooked. Okay? So now, I added in that marsala wine, and now we're gonna add in some water. And this is the part that I was telling you guys about, as far as like building that stock. You know what I'm saying? Building up that broth. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Give a quick wipe down to my little area, because it did splash a bit You know what I'm saying? Comes with the territory. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw in some gochujang. I love this stuff. It is delicious. I like gochujang, and I like gochujang peppers, which I have some of that Korean pepper flake, and I'm gonna add some of that in a little bit. Bam, there it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna add some of that Korean pepper flake in there because I do enjoy spicy food, and these noodles are so bomb. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm not gonna add in the noodles just yet, but I'm gonna add in that broth from the noodle packet. And because we're watching, because this is a high sodium meal, period. There's no way around it, because the gochujang, just like the black bean paste for the jjajangmyeon, has a lot of sodium in it. It does. This is a treat meal. This is something that I allow myself to have, you know, once I've been, you know, pretty doing good and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I let myself have what I like. You know what I mean? And then we add in a little corn syrup. And if you guys notice, there are fewer shrimp in here. The reason why that is because I took out some because my kids, they didn't want to eat the super spicy food, and I'm not gonna make them. So I put them some shrimp to the side so that they can have with their regular shrimp noodles, okay? Then I also just threw in the tteokbokki. And one thing I'm learning about tteokbokki is maybe I should, because it's fresh. Okay, y'all see my kids' noodles, not noodles, my kids' shrimp in that bowl, and I added some, you know, more butter and, you know, stuff like that to zhuzh it up for them because they did not want to eat the spicy. They was like, Mama, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, no problem. More for me. So now I went on ahead and threw in the green onion, that scallion, because you know this is a little, it's a, you know what I'm saying, even though it's ramen, you feel me, it's still a little bougie, you know what I'm saying, we got them big ass shrimp up in there, you know what I'm saying, deliciousness, flavor, popping all over the place. And remember I told you guys that I took the big shrimp out, you know, once I was ready to start cooking the noodles because I saw no point in cooking the noodles and the tteokbokki at the same time with the shrimp. That would have overcooked it. So I just, you know, took it off the heat, set it off to the side a little bit, you know what I'm saying, so that it could just come in with the big finish, period. You know what I'm saying? So now we're allowing the tteokbokki and the noodles to cook together in their broth. And y'all, I wish y'all could smell this. If you've ever had this meal, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mouth getting super hella juicy, all that. And then off to the side, if you guys can see next to the shrimp, that's a bag of bean sprouts, because I love bean sprouts in my food and in dishes like this especially. So yes, and y'all, I was so happy about this tteokbokki because this is the same tteokbokki that I made the other day. I made it fresh and then I froze it. So that's why it kind of looks the way it's looking right now. It was frozen and I didn't allow it to thaw out before I just threw it in the heat. So, but it was delicious. It did nothing to the taste. The flavor still bomb, still intact, period. Texture was great. It was just the aesthetic of it, I guess, is a little different. So now I added in some nori from the ramen. And then I also added in those bean sprouts, baby. I put the shrimp back in there. Everything is coming together beautifully. I'm gonna also add in some sesame seed, and that's it. Now let's look at the plate up. Look at that. Nah, but for real, look at that. Oh. Y'all, I love Asian food. Period. It's so delicious, and I, over the years, have found ways to make it my own, and I just really, it's bomb as hell. I respect the culture, I respect the people, I definitely respect the people, I respect the food. It's just beautiful to have so many different flavors and methods of doing things. It's delicious, period. Y'all, I'm so excited about this meal. And it was so good, y'all. Those onions, the different types of onion, the big shrimp. You know, I really love these damn shrimp. Now look at this. Oh my gosh. Y'all, when I tell you that broth hit the back of my throat. And I was like, but I held it, you know, I ain't do all that. But I was like, and I was like, ooh. That's delicious. That's delicious. Look at how juicy and tender and properly cooked that shrimp is. Now we're gonna bite into it. I'm talking about flavor on top of flavor, behind the flavor, in front of the flavor. I'm talking about above, below, and through, packed with flavor. This entire meal was just like an amusement park for my senses, child. I'm talking about my eyes were pleased, my sense of smell, definitely my sense of taste, and the textures just popping with the tteokbokki, the noodle, and these are them thick udon noodles, and I love those. You know what I'm saying? The nice, delicious texture of those noodles, and then that juicy shrimp. You know how shrimp has that bit of a snap when you bite it. Like, I like that. It is delicious. Do you hear me? The crispness of the onion and the bean sprout, refreshing. Just that delicious flavor of the green onion. I mean, everything just worked well together. The spice and then the hint of the sweet from the corn syrup. You know what I'm saying? It's just delicious. It's period, point blank, good food. And I really enjoyed it. I'm talking about, this was beyond good, y'all. This was satisfying, gratifying, and amazing. Like, I really enjoyed myself. And then you have bits of that seafood, you know, that, what's the word? You know what I'm talking about. If you've ever had it, you know what I mean. I'm talking about as far as the nori is concerned. Just that, you know, it's like a seafoody kind of earthiness that comes with it. It's just so delicious. And look at that shrimp. Look at that shrimp. I love those big shrimp. I always get them when they have them at my grocery store. They're freshwater. And I mean, they are bomb. You know what I'm saying? And you know, summertime, I love to indulge in seafood during the summertime a lot because it's, you know, it's really delicious and it's fresh and it's just good. So I'm looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, going on over to the Costco and, in the Sam's Club by the house and just getting my life, honey. Getting my whole life. Do you hear me? So yes, deliciousness. Period. Now I'm talking about, I went in on this beautiful bowl of food. It was absolutely amazing. Like, there's nothing else that I could say to explain it or express it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was good. It was beautiful. This is like comfort food too. You know, that good spicy comfort food make you feel good. You know, look at it. Oh, yes. And I showed you guys how to do it. One day I'm gonna do the because I have a tteokbokki video, but this time around when I made this batch of tteokbokki, it came out way better. Like, I mean, exceedingly better. And you know why that is? Because the last time, the mistakes that I made last time, I corrected those and I didn't make those same mistakes this time. You know what I'm saying? You learn better, you do better. And that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Period. Alright, y'all, thanks for coming through once again and vibing with your girl Q. I hope you guys enjoyed that recipe and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys like this art, go ahead and hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button so you can subscribe to your girl. Hello. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the freshness coming from the Fresh Squad. Thank you for coming through. You know it's your girl Q. Off the imitate and the duplicate over here. So no hatred, comments, vibes. I cook it up. Occasion. And y'all know I got that soul food. Season just right. I appreciate when you like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome to the squad. Put your feet up and press play. Hey y'all, super safe, super black, beyond prepared. We love ourselves. Master, we stay super fresh. Hey. Period. Pull that out though. Today, y'all, I want to just have a moment of silence for Dante Wright. What's going on here in Minnesota, and not just in Minnesota, but all over the world and in the United States specifically is absolutely tragic, and it makes absolutely no sense.
Dante Wright was only 20 years old. Like, not even really tasting life yet. And it was stolen from him at a routine traffic stop. And it's damn near the same story every single fucking time. And it's just, at this point, ridiculous that people are continuing to turn a blind eye and to act as if this is not an actual plan. You get what I'm saying? The police will not reform. There's no way to reform that bullshit. They need to be abolished. And this has been said and expressed in so many different ways for years. As we see, nothing changes. It doesn't get better. It does not get better. And it's so sad because Minnesota is a beautiful place to live, but we have to be afraid not of a lot of the different things that you would probably have to encounter in another state or other places, but we have to worry about getting murdered at a traffic stop because a fucking idiot who should not have a badge can't tell the difference between their goddamn gun and a taser. Why are you an officer? Who allowed or authorized for you to officiate over anything or anybody, anywhere? I'm just tired, y'all. And I know a lot of people don't touch on these subjects. They have cooking shows, you know what I'm saying? They stay very much so quiet about a lot of the things that actually do matter to talk about. But I feel like it's ridiculous. I'm not even trying to be funny. This is just wrong. And I'm so sorry to Dante, his family, his little beautiful baby. He a baby with a, you know what I'm saying? Like, he couldn't even buy liquor legally. He ain't even got to really taste life for real. And they stole that from him. Just like that. And it doesn't matter if he was young or old or in between. It's just, stop killing us. Stop killing us. There is way too much emotional and mental trauma that we are being forced to be dealing with. I mean, Derek Chauvin is on trial right now, like, for the same shit, for murdering someone. Abolish the police. We do not need police anymore. We do not need the police no more. It's ridiculous. The shit that's going on, a lot of the quote unquote crime is due to poverty and systemic racism. Let's just be all the way motherfucking real. Yes, there are some bad people. Yeah, but then there's a lot of people who are pushed into situations and circumstances. There are people who are literally in jail simply because of some old Jim Crow style ass bullshit ass law that really don't mean shit. You feel me? So I just want everybody to take some time, and I want us to have a moment of just silence for Dante and his family and his beautiful little baby. And I hope that at some point the police are abolished. That's it. That's my stance on it. That's how I feel. I don't give a fuck if I hurt somebody's feelings. If you're an ex-cop or you're a cop or however the fuck you feel, y'all know this is not right. And I'm not finna sit up here and feel bad about how I see this. It needs to stop. We need to replace y'all ass with actual therapists and, counselors and people who can actually have the interpersonal skills to deal in high stress situations, because y'all supposed to be the motherfucking police. Y'all supposed to be level enough to be able to de-escalate. That's what you fucking get paid for. But what it looks like is that you guys are hired hitmen for the government. You guys get to go and just kill people. And then say, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I thought he had a gun. Oh, he was running away from me. Let them run. The fuck? You don't get to shoot somebody because they're running away from your ass. You don't get to shoot somebody because you're too chicken shit to do your job. It's just not right. It's not okay. It's really fucking evil at this point. But y'all can sit up and let them goddamn crackers run all through the Capitol, act the whole goddamn fucking fool. Y'all can sit up and arrest people who go into churches and murder elderly people. You can arrest them without incident. Because those are the people that you identify with. You don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. And that's the fucking problem. That's the fucking problem. Until the police are abolished, and I mean, I get it. And not every cop is a bad cop. Yeah, I heard all of that. But I'm sick and tired of people having to play Russian roulette with their fucking lives, okay? Just like you feel like, well, you have a right to your life and livelihood. So the fuck do we. So do we. Maybe, and it's a shame, because I know that there are some good cops as human beings. I don't know even what that means, but I know there are some. But I just feel like we don't need police anymore. Maybe pick up a different trade. Maybe learn how to do something else. You'll be okay. I promise. But this shit here can't keep going on. It's ridiculous. Killed that boy. Talking about she thought it was, I don't know if it's a he or a she that the cop was, but they said that they didn't know whether or not they had their gun or their taser in their hand. That is a piss poor, shitty ass, just disgusting excuse to murder someone. Y'all, so now we're going to have a brief moment of silence for Dante, to show him love, to show him respect, because I'm beyond fucking tired of this, honestly.